Hey, everybody, this is Dr. J and Kamal speaking live from Long Island, New York. Beautiful day today, Kamal.
Very nice day.
Yeah, really nice March day. I mean, 63 degrees. Feels much more like spring than winter. Officially, it's still winter.
It is.
Yeah, but definitely a spring-like day in Long Island and in New York. And Wall Street is celebrating. I don't know what they're celebrating, but they're celebrating. There was a sticky CPI report that didn't look that fabulous.
Right. Yeah, everything went down at some point, including Amazon and many other stocks were down, and then they kind of recovered.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to compel the Fed to move to cut rates anytime soon. 3.8% inflation, still a ways to go.
That's reasonable, that's okay.
It's okay, but their target is two, it's still a long ways. Maybe they start lowering if it hits like 3.3 and a quarter, something like that. I don't think they're going to move until it gets down a little bit more. But
Yeah,
the market doesn't seem to care, especially the Magnificent Seven had a magnificent day. And
great.
Bitcoin made a new high over the weekend. I don't know about
Yes.
today. Did it make a new high? Not sure. It traded above 72,000 for a while, but it closed at 71 for I think 71,000. So I've been selling off my micro strategy. In fact, I have a strategy. I'm selling off my micro strategy and I'm buying IBIT. That's a Bitcoin ETF. So
Right, right.
I'm not dollar for dollar. If I sell $1,000 worth of micro strategy, I'm buying maybe $500 worth of the other one. And the ETF is much less volatile. So I caught the
Right.
volatility on the way up. On the way down, I wish not to participate in the volatility.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too much drama.
So I'm hoping to whittle down my Microsoft MicroStrategy position to about half of what it is now before the collapse of Bitcoin. Well, how do I know Bitcoin will collapse? Simple. Nothing goes straight up. Nothing.
Yep.
Not even not even.
Gravity is gravity is what they call it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to collapse to 15,000, but I think it'll pull back to maybe 10%. 10% is significant. Maybe more than 10%. If the S&P pulls back down 10%, Bitcoin will go down 20.
Yeah.
Andrew says I'm going to be happy with Nvidia. I'm always happy with Nvidia.
Yeah, Nvidia is really kicking.
Yeah, I did not sell any. Did you sell any?
I sold mine a while ago.
A while ago. Yeah.
I missed the train on that one.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to go this high up.
You just buy any dip. You should have bought when it was in the 800s. Just buy any dip. It's going to go up. It might go down as well, but the ultimate direction over the next few years will be up. So if you have patience, you just average in. I don't see how you could go wrong. I mean, anything is possible. Maybe AMD comes up with a better chip or Intel comes up with a better GPU. I doubt it, but who knows? Who
They
knows?
they kind of figured it out. They keep, every once in a while they bring up a new chip, much faster chip.
Yeah, NVIDIA, but the thing is, they can't keep up because if they keep up with NVIDIA H100, now NVIDIA has an H200. So
Right.
they're always playing catch up.
Yeah, and the demand is absolutely unreal for those chips.
Yeah, ultimately, maybe the chips will be totally different. It'll be aluminum instead of silicon. Who knows what's going to happen? They're
Did
ready
you
for.
see did you see Urina today?
Did I see what?
Urina, AUPH,
What symbol?
AUPH.
Renia or Renia? No, I didn't. What did it do today?
It's tanking. I think it's trying to fill a gap.
Oh, wonderful. I'm out of it, so I shouldn't really care, but I
Yeah,
did.
I just want to do. I don't have any. I'm thinking of buying, but
Yeah.
it's. I think it's gonna fill up a gap.
Yeah. I'm thinking of, I just don't like BioDrec. I've not been lucky in it. I'm better off staying away from it, but I have a little Sava and I have a little IBRX, and that's it. I don't know anything else in BioDrec land. But I was looking at bpth today for old time's sake. It was making a move.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at the SPY. This is already a prolonged move that it stayed in this channel. Just another day grinding higher to a new all-time highs. Pretty incredible, isn't it?
That's an incredible channel. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Seems like every day now it's going to make a new high. It didn't actually make a new high today, did it?
No.
The old high is 518.22, and it closed the day at 516.78. But it's close. It's close to another new high. And it'll probably make a bunch more before we get a serious pullback. We're not getting that 10%, maybe 3 to 5. It's back to that. Pullbacks 3 to 5%. Eventually, we'll get a 10% pullback. And who knows, eventually we might get 40% pullback. But eventually is the key word. Meanwhile, it's going up. My estimate is 545 plus or minus 15. So between 530 and 560, I think it stops going up for a meaningful 10% or more correction. 10% off of 560 would be like 504. Even
Hmm.
that's not, it's modest. Even 10% would be healthy because it's had a run straight up on the channel from 11/9 to 2023 from a low of, what was the low? 433. So it will have gone up over 100 points if it corrects 50. No big deal, right?
Yep, that's not a big deal at all.
Yeah. Of course, if it corrects 40%, and that would 40% off of 550 would take us to Professor Omar's 3,300 or 330 on the SPY.
I'm expecting a correction, but not that steep.
Yeah, that would be extreme, but the market has shown us that it could be extreme in the past.
Yeah, the market has been on fire for a while now.
Yeah, now it's extreme in the up direction, but the thing is, it's slow and steady actually from November, actually from October on, from October 27th it bottomed here at 409. Been slow and steady ascent over the last October, November, December, January, February, 5 months, right? So it takes 5 months to go up over 100 points. To go down 100 points, it could take 5 days. That's the difference in the markets. They go down with great speed when they collapse, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah. So the idea is to be nimble, to protect, and always have one hand on the sell button. It's a tough balancing act. I've been raising cash, but very, very slowly because I don't want to miss out on the rally,
Me too.
So very slow I'm raising cash. Let's take a look at, so you know my targets on this, right? 545 plus or minus 15. And I've been saying that all for a long time now. It's not the first time I said that. Just for those of you who joining the show for the first time, haven't heard my targets before. They remain they remain pretty constant for now. Bitcoin 70,989. It was 72,000 over the weekend, I believe. maybe even yesterday. No, yesterday was lower. I'm on the 1 day. What am I on? No, I'm on the daily. 1 year target, 1 year chart. So again, this has been a straight ascent. If we tighten this up, we could see it even more. Well, maybe I'll go to the weekly and tighten that up. Straight line. Here's the target on the downside, filling the gap right in here. That's the downward target. What would be the close? The close was 62,000. Is that right?
I cannot see.
I'm looking. 51,663. 51,663. Actually, the next day, the close was 51,571, right around there. So let's say 51,000 is the downside target for Bitcoin on a pullback.
That's another 20K down. That's steep.
20, it's 20 down, 51 to 71.
Yep.
About 30%. Well, it's not that steep, because if you get your 10% on the S&P, which is entirely possible, then this 30% for Bitcoin is not unreasonable, 52,820. Something like that, right in that ballpark.
Okay.
Filling that gap. On the upside, I'd like Bitcoin to go to 97,000. I've said it on the show a number of times. But again, you want to hedge 97,000 plus or minus 5, something like that. Let's say plus or minus 7. So 90,000 to 104. 97,000 is my key number for Bitcoin on the upside. All right. How did I get that? I think I looked at the range between the old high and the old low, and then I took 50% of that and added it on. I think that was my calculation. I think it's around 97,000, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Bitcoin. I think by the end of the year, it could easily be 120,000, but we're going to get volatility. No question, we're going to get volatility. So let's look at IWM. IWM I've been munching on, but gee, I'm getting indigestion because it can't seem to stay above that 205 resistance. It's flirting with resistance. Let's call it resistance support, right? A 205 area. So I would have been better off just increasing my position on Q or diamonds or SPY. Turns out this position that I opened up for that, actually I had it for a little while. It's not working out really good for me. But I think that we are due for some kind of rotation by the end of the year. So I'll probably hold where I am, quit adding because it's right now it seems to be dead money. Let's look at XBI. I don't think I have a chart on that. XBI on the yearly is this is another one that can't keep its gains, can it? It was up here at 103.5. Now we're down to 96 and falling. The low of the day today was 95.41.
Yeah, it kind of filled up that gap, right? And more.
Yeah, it filled that gap, and it looks like it's maybe it fills this gap down to $91.
Which is what, the 50? Is that the 50 moving average? What do you got there?
Let me take a look. I will take a look. I'm going to draw the line. This gap right in here, it's slightly below the 50. The 50 would be right at $92 as opposed to $91. Close. The 50 could move down to be basically the same. But right now, the 50 is there. 50 is at 92. I'm looking at 91 for a gap fill on XBI. Weakness on IWM and XBI, continued weakness for small cap. I mean, just when you think the rotation is happening, it doesn't. And what about MAGS? MAGS is the ETF for the MAG 7. That one is near the high of the year. Came all the way up from a low of $27.85 up here to a high of $39.60. So it went up like 12 points. Nice move up, about 40-50%. I'll take that. But of course, you could get that just by buying any or not any, but buying all 7 of the MAG 7. This is a nice way to do it if you don't have a lot of money and you don't want to spread it too much around. You buy MAGS. Of course, there's a little management fee. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's probably worth it if you don't have the cash to spread it out over the 7 individually. Not a bad way to play the MAG 7. What do you think? The ETF has only the MAG 7, equal weight, equally weighted.
I'd like to see the chart like the past just 1 month.
Okay.
Just 1 month.
Tighten it up.
Yeah. So you see that gap there?
This one.
Yep.
This one down to 36. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Down to 36.40. Yeah, that could be a target.
Yep.
Also, if it gaps down, it looks like you're going to have an island reversal. So should it be a big gap down one day, something like this, and then it could signal a further downside. But that would be true of the market in general, because as the MAG 7 goes, so goes the market. So if we get an island reversal here, then the whole market is going to tank. I think that's true. As the MAG 7 goes, so goes the market. As big tech goes, so goes the market.
Yep. Somebody asked for AVGO.
Yeah, another big tech. So I don't think I've ever charted that one. What is this? Broadcom, right? Broadcom.
Yeah, you are on the daily. You are the 1 day.
All right, Broadcom. It has a similar look to it as the MAG 7, where it gapped down on Friday, right? And still did not close that gap, I don't believe.
Nope.
The close on Friday was 1308.72. The high today was 1307.79. Very close. Very close. Essentially close. Not quite, but in fact, this looks like a little bit of an island reversal. How's that look to it?
It does.
Yeah. How's that look? But not as much as the MAGS does. That has, really distinct looking island reversal. This looks like there could be more downside to the 50. 12.23.78. NVIDIA rebound today, right? We should take a look. We should take a look at Sava and Biopath. I wanted to look at it. It's a penny stock.
Well, it's $6.
Oh, okay. After a 20-for-1 reverse split, so
After $1 million for one little split.
yeah. So I wouldn't. Yeah. It's really 26 cents or something, 28 cents, something like that. So look at the volume today.
Yeah,
Look at the spike up.
but it was a big rejection. I mean, look at that wick up there.
It only has a $4 million micro cap. It's really a penny stock. It's like Athersys. It's going to be like Athersys in a little while.
Yeah, I would avoid those.
Well, unless you like going bankrupt. You know. The reason it caught my eye is because I made so much on it some few years back.
Yep, I remember.
So every so often I give it a look when it looks like it's running. I'm saying, can magic strike twice? Can they pull it off again? I don't think so. Looking at the chart.
Can you take a quick look at AUPH?
Yeah, another garbage stock.
Well, you keep saying that this is a target for a takeout, right?
We've been saying that for a long time. I think if it didn't happen by now, it ain't happening. It's just running to the downside. There's nothing underneath. We got to look at the.
Look at two. Yeah, here you go. You see that gap there? I think it's trying to fill it.
Oh yeah, well, if it fills out, it'll probably keep going down. There's nothing but air. It's just not worth it, and probably not even worth it if it fills it, because as I said, it'll probably continue go down. If nobody's interested in buying it, then it looks like it has limited value, and nobody's interested in buying it because it has limited value. Works that way, right?
Yep.
432 to gap. It probably get there. It just looks awful. Awful looking chart. I've been showing two awful looking charts in a row. Can we show one that maybe has some life, like Sava?
Yeah, Sava's recovering a little bit. I was gonna buy some yesterday, but then
it's all a short attack, Kamal. The same old story about the CUNY professor in the lab and all that. Can't they come up with a new story to try to knock it down? Tired of this one. The FDA red flagged the lab. What does that mean? I don't know what it means.
Doesn't sound good.
Nah, because they're in clinical trials, phase 3 with over 1,000 participants. What happened in that laboratory a million years ago means zero. What happens in the trial means everything. That's how I look at it. And if the FDA is going to look at every laboratory through a microscope, they're going to find something. I don't give a damn what they look at. They could look at Bristol Myers Squibbs and find something. So that's how I feel about it. I think Sava is a good buy because the shorts had their way with it for a while. Now it's going to come back. That's what I think. Come back to the 20s where it belongs. Oh, it already is in the 20s. Look at that.
It was in the yeah.
What was the low today?
I think it was like 18 or something.
18. It's already to $21 almost. Yeah, look, it's all a lot of BS at attack. To steal shares from people and just to make money on the short side. They're having a good time. That's how I see it.
So is Apple done going down?
Looks that way.
I mean, I'm looking at the chart and I see a bunch of candles going sideways.
Well, it may not look that way. It may look like it's got to test that 50. That's how it looks.
Oh.
Double bottom possibly forming. Test the 50 maybe. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere for now, up or down. It's a little.
If you look at the one month chart,
It's a little undecided at this point, Apple. It's synonymous with this low is synonymous with the 100. So I think the 100-day is support on Apple. Yeah, where you want me to look at the 1 month?
1 month, yeah. So it looked like it was like in a falling knife phase, but now it kind of stabilized.
Yes.
And
Looks that way. It looks like it probably turned around.
right, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it stopped going down.
168.47 low. Might be worth a buy here. Apple is always worth a buy. I mean, even if it's a falling knife for a while, you average it, just average it. You almost can never sell Apple. It's just too valuable a stock. So it sells off from time to time, probably buying opportunity whenever it dips.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's a buying opportunity.
Yeah, you did buy.
It looks like it stopped. It stopped going down. You know,
Didn't you buy some recently?
Yes, I bought tons of it.
Yeah, so you're a little behind, right?
Yeah,
But not too bad. A couple of points, right?
just a couple of points. Yeah.
No big deal. What else did I put down? How about Carvana? We've been looking at that one, and we've been looking at it because it had an interesting looking pattern, right? From this point here, let's draw a straight line. So the lower trend line. Let's draw the upper trend line. Maybe that's better. I'm not sure what's better to draw. Try the lower trend line. And then the upper. Something like that, right? It shows, this is basically bullish. Even if it comes all the way down to the lower trend line, it'll happen maybe around here in April sometime, it'll be $63. So I think the downside is somewhat limited, while the upside is pretty good on Carvana. So I see upside potential of $95, downside potential of about 63. So better, you're getting 2-to-1 odds on Carvana based on the chart. And even if it hits 63, if it doesn't go below that, it'll start bouncing again up. That's the way it's been happening here with this megaphone, whatever it's called, expanding wedge. I think that's a little better. I drew it a little better now. So it's a very big expanding wedge, the way I drew it. On the weekly, I think it's even more clear. See if I can get it on the weekly. I think the expanding wedge is easier to see, or easier to draw, or whatever. Like roughly from here. Did I draw it already? No. I drew something. Let me erase everything. Now let me draw it. I'm not a very good artist. I've drawn this quite a few times, and I always have trouble anyway drawing it. There you have it, better looking picture, right? So it'll either go straight up to that 100 area or come back down to the to this area at $50. I guess that doesn't say too much.
No, I think it's going to go down. I think it needs to fill that gap.
Yeah. All right, so we did a lot. We did good. Say goodbye to everyone. Thank everyone for coming, and we'll see everyone on Thursday, right?
Yep,
Hopefully.
Thursday.
Adios, amigos. Ciao.
Have a good night.